Stellar Lancing records what appear to be images from another dimension.
I probably didn't realize that it was any kind of a gift or anything in the beginning. I was just trying to get proof of what I was seeing.
Flashing lights pierced the New Jersey skyline as a person's lens captured what might be the most extraordinary evidence of advanced technology ever documented. These weren't your typical blurry UFO photos. We're talking crystal clear images of objects performing maneuvers that defied the laws of physics. Sharp right-angle turns at impossible speeds, surfaces that shimmered and bent light, no visible propulsion systems, and most chilling of all, geometric patterns that pulsed with an otherworldly energy, visible only under specific wavelengths of light. But this isn't the only recent UFO sighting. What happened next in the skies over Manhattan would leave even the most hardened skeptics questioning everything they thought they knew about our place in the universe. The quantum leap that shattered UFO history. The Manhattan incident left witnesses frozen in disbelief. As a metallic object hovered above the city, performing synchronized movements that no known aircraft could achieve, something unprecedented happened. The craft suddenly stopped mid-air, their surfaces beginning to pulse with strange symbols. A helicopter pilot with over 20,000 flight hours watched in awe as this UFOs executed perfect right-angle turns without losing speed, a maneuver that would tear any conventional aircraft apart. But it wasn't just the movements that caught everyone's attention. The drone's surfaces seemed to bend light itself, creating a rippling effect that made them appear almost translucent. Most striking were the intricate patterns glowing on its underside, the pilot recalled, although that is not visible in the video. These patterns would later appear in other sightings across New Jersey. Multiple witnesses pulled out their phones, but only one person had the right equipment at the right moment. His would soon turn the UFO research community upside down, revealing details that even military-grade cameras had failed to capture before. The amateur photographer, whose identity remains protected, wasn't looking for aliens that night. He was simply taking long exposure shots of the city skyline when the strange lights appeared. Using his high-end DSLR camera, he managed to capture something that would make even the most skeptical scientists pause. The images showed objects with no visible propulsion systems, no seams, and no signs of conventional engineering. But what truly set these photographs apart was the remarkable clarity of detail. Unlike the usual grainy, distant UFO footage, these images revealed a craft that seemed to defy our understanding of aerodynamics. The surface appeared to be made of a single piece of material, seamlessly constructed in a way that our current manufacturing capabilities cannot replicate. Under closer examination, experts noticed something even more intriguing: an electromagnetic field surrounding the objects, visible only under specific light conditions. As news of the sighting spread, more witnesses came forward. A college student from Brooklyn captured video footage of one of the objects hovering silently over a local park before vanishing in a brilliant flash of light. A group of construction workers described watching the objects perform what they called a cosmic ballet, moving in perfect formation before splitting apart at speeds that seemed impossible. The Federal Aviation Administration's radar systems detected no conventional aircraft in the area during these sightings. Yet air traffic controllers at Newark Liberty International Airport reported unusual radar signatures that appeared and disappeared without warning. These anomalies coincided perfectly with the timing of the photographer's images, adding another layer of credibility to the evidence. Perhaps most compelling was the testimony of a quantum physics professor who happened to be among the witnesses. She noted that the object's movement patterns aligned with theoretical models of quantum propulsion, a technology that exists only in theoretical papers. The way these craft manipulated space around them, she suggested, indicated technology centuries beyond our current capabilities. The photographs revealed another fascinating detail: a series of geometric patterns etched into the craft's surface that seemed to shift and change. These weren't random designs. They displayed mathematical properties that some researchers have linked to advanced theoretical physics equations. Some witnesses reported seeing these patterns pulse with energy just before the objects performed their most extraordinary maneuvers. As researchers continue to analyze the evidence, more questions emerge. The object's ability to operate without any visible means of propulsion challenges everything we know about flight technology. Their perfect synchronization suggests either autonomous control far beyond current AI capabilities, or intelligent guidance of unknown origin. The way they interact with light and electromagnetic fields hints at technology that could revolutionize our understanding of physics itself. As similar sightings begin to emerge across the globe, could this be the beginning of something much bigger than we ever imagined? Technology beyond human understanding. Deep beneath the surface of these sightings lies technology that's forcing scientists to question fundamental laws of physics. A team of aerospace engineers from 3 leading universities discovered something extraordinary in the photographs. The craft's outer shell appeared to absorb radar waves completely, explaining why traditional detection systems failed to track them. But that's just the beginning. When viewed under ultraviolet light, the images revealed a complex network of energy pathways, similar to circuit boards, but operating in 3 dimensions. Former military radar operators who studied the data noticed something peculiar. The objects created temporary zones of electromagnetic silence around them. Every electronic device within a 50-foot radius experienced momentary disruptions. One witness's smartphone captured this phenomenon unintentionally, recording 7 seconds of complete signal loss exactly when the UFOs passed overhead. The propulsion system, or rather the lack thereof, presents another mystery. Traditional aircraft rely on thrust and lift, creating obvious signs of movement through the air. These craft, however, seem to manipulate gravity itself. Security footage from a Manhattan high-rise caught one of the objects ascending vertically at 15,000 feet per minute, with no sonic boom, no air displacement, and no heat signature. A classified report, recently made public through Freedom of Information requests, revealed that similar technology had been observed in 19 other incidents worldwide. However, none of those sightings captured the level of detail seen in the New Jersey photographs. The report mentioned gravity wave distortions and space-time manipulation signatures, terms that seemed like science fiction just decades ago. Perhaps most intriguing was the discovery of what scientists are calling quantum resonance patterns in the craft's surface. These patterns, visible only when multiple photographs were overlaid, showed mathematical sequences that correspond to advanced quantum field theories. A physicist from MIT noted that these sequences aligned perfectly with theoretical models of interdimensional travel. But what truly baffled experts was the material composition of the craft. Spectral analysis of the photographs suggested an unknown metal alloy that could change its molecular structure in response to different energy states. This adaptive material property might explain how the objects could perform such extreme maneuvers without experiencing structural stress. But could these incredible photographs be trusted? Could technology this advanced really exist? The answer would shock even the harshest critics. Digital truth in a world of skeptics. When the photographs first emerged, skeptics rushed to declare them elaborate hoaxes. That changed when 5 independent digital forensics labs, using the most advanced authentication software available, confirmed something extraordinary. These images hadn't just captured unknown objects. They'd recorded technology actively manipulating the space around it. The analysis revealed layers of data invisible to the naked eye. Using cutting-edge quantum imaging techniques, experts discovered that the craft emitted patterns of light and frequencies beyond human vision. These patterns form complex geometric shapes that repeated with mathematical precision every 3.7 seconds. A breakthrough came when a computer scientist from Silicon Valley developed an algorithm to analyze the craft's movement patterns. The results showed that these weren't random maneuvers, but appeared to follow a complex mathematical sequence, one that seemed to be testing the very limits of our observation capabilities. The photographic evidence contained another surprise. Hidden within the metadata were electromagnetic signatures unlike anything ever recorded. These signatures matched mysterious signals that radio astronomers had been detecting from deep space for the past 3 years. A correlation that sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Weather satellites passing over the area during the sightings captured unusual atmospheric data. The craft appeared to create localized atmospheric conditions, bending light and energy in ways that defied conventional physics. This ability to manipulate the environment around them suggested technology far beyond our current understanding. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence came from an unlikely source, a quantum computing laboratory in New York. Their sensitive equipment detected unusual quantum fluctuations during the exact times of the sightings. These fluctuations displayed patterns identical to theoretical models of advanced propulsion systems that scientists had only dreamed of developing. The photographs revealed another fascinating detail. The objects seemed to be aware they were being observed. Analysis showed subtle changes in their behavior when cameras were pointed at them, suggesting either artificial intelligence far beyond current capabilities or conscious control by intelligent beings. As more data emerges, even hardened skeptics are running out of conventional explanations. The evidence points to technology operating on principles we're only beginning to understand. But if these crafts represent such advanced technology, why are they allowing themselves to be documented now? Do you think the timing of these sightings, coinciding with major breakthroughs in quantum computing and space exploration, be more than mere coincidence? Patterns of an advanced intelligence. The signs of intelligent design behind these encounters became impossible to ignore as researchers mapped the sightings across a 24-hour timeline. What at first appeared to be random appearances followed a precise mathematical sequence, with each sighting occurring at intervals matching the Fibonacci sequence, a pattern found throughout nature and advanced mathematics. The objects seemed to concentrate their activity around specific types of facilities. A comprehensive analysis revealed that 87% of confirmed sightings occurred within a 5-mile radius of quantum research laboratories, advanced aerospace facilities, or deep space communication arrays. This wasn't random. They appeared to be conducting a methodical survey of humanity's most advanced technological achievements. One encounter particularly stands out. At precisely 3:15 in the morning, 3 days after the initial New Jersey sighting, security cameras at a leading quantum computing facility captured something extraordinary. The UFOs appeared to create what scientists describe as a temporal scanning field, a phenomenon where time itself seemed to fluctuate within a localized area. Equipment inside the facility recorded temporal distortions lasting exactly 7.3 seconds, during which quantum computations accelerated by a factor of 1,000. The craft's behavior suggested a systematic information gathering process. During each appearance, they emitted brief pulses of energy at specific frequencies that perfectly match the operational wavelengths of our most advanced communication systems. A communications expert from NASA noted that these pulses followed patterns eerily similar to how we encode complex data for deep space transmission. The geometric formations in which these objects moved revealed another layer of complexity. They arranged themselves in patterns that mirror advanced mathematical concepts, from the golden ratio to complex fractal geometries. During one documented formation, the craft positioned themselves in a perfect dodecahedron pattern, maintaining exact distances despite high-speed maneuvers that would overwhelm any known guidance system. Perhaps most intriguing was their response to human observation. Analytical data showed that when actively monitored by scientific instruments, the objects would modify their behavior in ways that seemed designed to demonstrate increasingly complex technological capabilities. It was as if they were engaging in a calculated revelation of their abilities, carefully gauging our capacity to comprehend what we were witnessing. A breakthrough in understanding came from an unexpected source, a team of cryptographers who discovered that the pulsing patterns on the craft's surface formed a type of visual mathematics. These patterns appeared to represent complex equations describing concepts in quantum mechanics that our most advanced physicists are only now beginning to theorize. One senior mathematician described it as finding college calculus equations written in the sky by someone trying to teach basic arithmetic. The objects displayed an uncanny awareness of our defensive capabilities as well. When military aircraft attempted to intercept or track them, the UFOs demonstrated maneuvers that precisely exploited gaps in our radar and tracking systems, gaps that should have been known only to top military personnel. This suggested either extensive surveillance of our defense systems or an understanding of our technology far beyond what should be possible for outside observers. Environmental sensors detected another fascinating pattern. Each appearance was preceded by subtle changes in the local electromagnetic field, creating what researchers termed preparation zones, areas where the normal laws of physics seemed to be gently adjusted, as if the space itself was being prepared for their arrival. These preparations occurred exactly 17 seconds before each visual confirmation. Analysis of weather data revealed that the objects could operate with equal efficiency in any atmospheric condition. During the 2-week period of increased activity, they were observed performing identical maneuvers in clear skies, heavy rain, extreme winds, and even during a severe electrical storm. This level of weather independence suggests technology that either ignores or actively controls environmental factors that limit our own aircraft. The most compelling evidence of intelligence came from their apparent reaction to human attempts at communication. When researchers broadcast prime number sequences on specific frequencies, the objects responded by displaying matching sequences in their light patterns. However, they then extended these sequences in ways that revealed new mathematical relationships, as if turning a simple greeting into a complex lesson. But this wasn't the first time such advanced intelligence had made itself known. In fact, the past decade tells a story of escalating encounters that can no longer be ignored. The pattern of global sightings. The implications of these New Jersey sightings become even more compelling when we examine other documented UFO encounters from the past decade. In December 2020, pilots and crew aboard multiple commercial aircraft reported a long cylindrical object cruising at 37,000 feet over New Mexico. The FBI's official report confirmed that this object, unlike any known aircraft, maintained its altitude for over 3 hours without any visible means of propulsion. The Phoenix Lights incident of 2019 saw hundreds of witnesses documenting a massive triangular formation of lights moving silently across the Arizona sky. FAA radar data, later released through Freedom of Information requests, showed no registered aircraft in the area during the 2-hour event. The craft's estimated size, based on witness photographs, exceeded 600 feet in length. 2018 brought the famous USS Nimitz encounter confirmation, where Navy pilots captured infrared footage of objects performing maneuvers that defied known physics, dropping from 80,000 feet to sea level in less than 3 seconds. Commander David Fravor's testimony described crafts that accelerated like nothing I've ever seen and could turn instantaneously without showing signs of inertial effects. The Brazilian Air Force's official UFO research division, in 2017, released detailed reports of an incident where disc-shaped objects appeared over Sao Paulo, captured on multiple radar systems, and photographed by over 30 witnesses. These objects demonstrated the same right-angle turning capabilities seen in the New Jersey incident. Then, in July 2019, several mysterious pyramid-shaped objects were captured on multiple cameras stalking the USS Russell off the coast of San Diego. This incident involved not just one, but several naval vessels over multiple nights, with crew members documenting strange objects through night vision goggles and military-grade sensors. The footage, officially released by the Pentagon, shows multiple triangular craft with pulsing lights hovering above the warship. What made this case particularly compelling was the object's flight characteristics. They demonstrated an ability to move seamlessly between air and water, a capability beyond any known human technology. The craft were observed descending from altitudes above 11,000 feet, hovering steadily despite strong winds, and then submerging into the ocean without any visible splash or acoustic signature. The most striking aspect was captured by the ship's advanced imaging systems. These objects maintained perfect triangular formations, even in severe weather conditions that would destabilize conventional drones or aircraft. Military radar data confirmed speeds exceeding 100 knots during these formations, with instant acceleration that defied known physics. The object's ability to maintain precise geometric patterns while moving at these speeds eliminated the possibility of floating lanterns or other conventional explanations. These documented cases share striking similarities with the New Jersey incident: instantaneous acceleration, right-angle turns, electromagnetic anomalies, and advanced optical camouflage capabilities. Each sighting adds another piece to a puzzle that spans continents and years, suggesting a pattern of activity that can no longer be dismissed as isolated incidents. As we've uncovered these extraordinary findings, from the crystal-clear photographs in New Jersey to a decade of unexplained phenomena, one thing becomes clear: we're witnessing something profound: drones seeking a hidden threat. Have you ever noticed how the most chilling mysteries always seem to have a thread of truth running through them? That eerie sense that maybe, just maybe, there's something we're not being told. This is exactly how people feel about the recent swarm of drone sightings in New Jersey. At first, the sightings were written off as mere curiosities, another modern quirk of our hyper-connected world. But then, a theory emerged, and it was one so unsettling that it sent shivers down spines across the state. What if these drones weren't just aimlessly flying through the night sky? What if they were searching for something dangerous? Not just dangerous, catastrophic, missing radioactive material. It sounds like the plot of a Hollywood thriller, doesn't it? But as with many great mysteries, this one has enough strange details to make you pause and wonder. Reports of drones hovering over critical infrastructure, power plants, reservoirs, and industrial sites have turned what could have been a mundane story into something far more sinister. Let's break it down. The idea that these drones are on the hunt for radioactive material didn't come out of nowhere. A series of events and coincidences laid the groundwork for this theory to take root. It began when drone activity was reported near a decommissioned nuclear power plant. Locals described fleets of small, unmarked drones moving in calculated patterns, almost as if they were mapping or scanning the area. The sightings sparked a frenzy of online speculation. This theory gained even more traction when it was revealed that New Jersey isn't exactly a stranger to nuclear mysteries. A few days ago, a report surfaced about a small quantity of radioactive material that had gone missing from a research facility in the region. Officials were quick to assure the public that the material was of low risk and likely misplaced. But in the wake of the drone sightings, people started connecting dots that perhaps were never meant to be connected. And here's where things get even stranger. Eyewitnesses have reported drones flying in tight grids over areas where radioactive waste had been buried decades ago. These aren't places you'd expect to see commercial or recreational drone activity. Remote fields, old industrial sites, and in some cases, stretches of woodland far from civilization. But before you start picturing a James Bond villain using drones to hunt down nuclear material, it's worth considering the other theories swirling around. For instance, some believe the drones are part of a covert government surveillance program. After all, drones have been increasingly used for border security, anti-terrorism efforts, and even environmental monitoring. Then there's the inevitable UFO connection. Anytime unexplained aerial phenomena occur, theories about extraterrestrial involvement are never far behind. Some enthusiasts believe the drones could actually be otherworldly technology, scanning our planet for reasons beyond human understanding. The argument? The advanced flight patterns and eerie silence of these drones don't match what we'd expect from standard human-made tech. However, neither the surveillance nor the UFO theory has captured the public's imagination quite like the radioactive material idea, and it's not hard to see why. There's something uniquely terrifying about the thought of unaccounted for nuclear material, something that could potentially harm millions if it fell into the wrong hands. Combine that fear with the mysterious, almost ghost-like appearance of the drones, and it's easy to see why this theory has become the focal point of the conversation. The timing of it all has only added to the intrigue. The spike in drone activity and reports of unmarked drones aren't limited to this state. Similar sightings have been reported in neighboring areas, including Pennsylvania and New York, leading some to wonder if this is part of a broader operation or conspiracy. Public reactions to this theory have been as intense as you'd expect. Some have taken to social media, voicing concerns about what they see as government incompetence or secrecy. Others have dived headfirst into conspiracy theories, speculating about shadow organizations or even rogue nations deploying drones. What makes this theory even more intriguing is that it's not just a rumor, it's also the assertion of a well-known official, Mayor's bold radioactive claim. So talking about the theory, Belleville's Mayor Michael Mellom recently made a bold statement that could change the direction of the investigation. In an interview with Good Day New York, Mellom suggested that the drones might be searching for something specific and dangerous, missing radioactive material. "They're looking for something," Mellom said, adding, "What might they be looking for? Maybe that's radioactive material." His words immediately caught the attention of local residents, government officials, and experts alike, lending weight to a theory that has been circulating for weeks but lacked official confirmation. Also in his tweet, he questioned the unusual movements, the strange lights, and, most importantly, why authorities aren't taking action to shoot them down. The theory of drones searching for radioactive material is just one piece of the puzzle in the growing mystery. Over the last month, Essex County has been ground zero for these strange drone sightings, with locals spotting unusual objects in the sky. The sightings have been consistent, with drones hovering over areas that seem oddly targeted, such as old industrial sites and near critical infrastructure, like decommissioned nuclear plants. Now, in this situation, Mellum's remarks only add fuel to the fire, suggesting that the drone's activity is far from random, but rather a planned search for the radioactive material that has gone missing. This theory, which had been whispered in local circles, now carries the weight of an elected official's statement. Mellum's theory perfectly aligns with New Jersey's history with nuclear power and radioactive waste. The state is home to several old nuclear research sites, many of which were involved in experiments and nuclear energy projects in the past. Some sites have been abandoned, while others remain in operation, with radioactive materials still housed in storage. It's easy to see how the presence of such materials could fuel concerns, and why Mellum's theory makes so much sense. Mellum's confident tone and the way he presents the theory suggests there are secrets we haven't been told, implying that officials may know much more than they're letting on. To make matters even more compelling, there's official confirmation of the radioactive material going missing during transit. The question now is, what will this revelation mean for the public? Missing shipment sparks panic. So a new proof has emerged, linking the flying objects to a missing shipment of radioactive material. This discovery has turned up the heat on the already puzzling situation. It all started with a seemingly routine medical shipment from the NASA Cancer Center in Newfield, New Jersey, on December 2nd. The shipment contained medical equipment, including a radioactive substance known as GE68, commonly used for cancer scans. The material was being sent for disposal, which was far from public access. However, when the shipping container arrived at its destination, it was damaged and, to everyone's shock, empty. The contents were gone. The U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission issued an alert for the missing shipment. Though the material was classified as less than Category 3, meaning it posed low risk, it still raised serious concerns. If mishandled, the radioactive material could cause injury. While experts dismissed the potential threat as minimal, the idea of radioactive substances going missing left authorities on edge. Here's where things get even interesting. As the story spread, not only Mellum but more people began connecting the dots between the missing material and the drones that had been spotted flying over New Jersey. Could the drones be searching for the lost shipment? Theories quickly surfaced on social media, with some suggesting that the government might be using drones to track down the radioactive materials. John Ferguson, CEO of Saxon Aerospace, a Kansas-based drone manufacturer, shared his own theory. Ferguson, who has over 25 years of experience in the drone industry, explained that drones flying at night and low altitudes likely had one purpose: looking for something. Though he stopped short of claiming any nefarious intent, he did suggest that these drones might be sniffing out the missing radioactive material. If they are drones, he said, the only reason why they would be flying, and flying that low, is because they're trying to smell something on the ground. Ferguson's theory gained traction, especially after podcaster Joe Rogan shared the video, admitting that it was the first one to genuinely concern him. The idea that the drones could be searching for radioactive material gave the whole situation a new, sinister edge. Could the drones be part of an official operation to recover the lost shipment? Or were they something else entirely? The material in question, 0.267 millicuries of GE68, poses a relatively low risk in small amounts, emitting low-energy gamma radiation. Prolonged exposure could cause symptoms like nausea and vomiting, and long-term effects might include an increased cancer risk. While the NRC's alert emphasized that the material was unlikely to pose a serious threat, the potential for misuse or theft is what kept authorities on high alert. If this material were to fall into the wrong hands, it could be used to construct a dirty bomb, raising fears of a larger security crisis. But how did this material go missing in the first place? Was the container damaged during transit, or could someone have taken it intentionally? There's a chance the person responsible didn't even know what they were dealing with, but the uncertainty surrounding the disappearance only added to the tension. This isn't the first time radioactive material has gone missing in the U.S. In 2023, radioactive seeds used in breast cancer scans were stolen from the Brooke Army Medical Center in Texas. A similar incident occurred in 2021 when a nuclear moisture density gauge was reported missing in Durham, North Carolina. Although rare, incidents like these raise concerns that radioactive materials could be trafficked for malicious purposes. You see, the connection between the drones and the missing radioactive material remains speculative, but it has sparked a wave of speculation. The possibility that the drones could be searching for the missing shipment is a chilling thought, especially with experts like Ferguson suggesting they may be looking for something. For now, the mystery of the drones and the missing radioactive shipment continues to captivate the public's imagination. With local officials like Mayor Mellon publicly speculating about the drone's purpose and experts offering their theories, the puzzle grows ever more complex. The stakes are high, and the truth may be more disturbing than anyone could have anticipated. Link between drones and radioactive material. As the mystery deepens, some social media accounts say that there is a possibility that these crafts could be more than just ordinary surveillance. Witnesses have reported spotting drones flying below 400 feet with FAA-compliant navigation lights, standard for commercial aircraft, but surprising for something shrouded in secrecy. The consistency of these reports adds an eerie level of credibility to the growing mystery. But these aren't just any drones. A deeper dive into their capabilities reveals that some of these crafts are American-made Pterodynamics XP4 HPGNE radiological detection drones, highly sophisticated machines designed to detect gamma-ray radiological emissions. These drones are built to inspect nuclear sites and, more importantly, to search for nuclear materials, dirty bombs, or other sources of radiation. Their presence is far from coincidental. In fact, the Pterodynamics XP4 HPGE drones are equipped with cutting-edge technology specifically designed to identify radiation emissions from potentially dangerous sources, including nuclear weapons, plutonium, or even materials like the ones that went missing in New Jersey earlier this month. Their mission? To track down dangerous substances before they fall into the wrong hands. And yet this story is not as simple as a routine search for missing radioactive material. Witnesses have also reported seeing strange, lighted flying orbs with spinning rings around them in the same areas where the radiological detection drones have been sighted. These bright spinning orbs seem to share the same airspace as the drones, raising a host of unsettling questions. Could these orbs be connected to the drones, or is something else entirely at play? What makes the situation even more curious is the location of these sightings. The drones, along with these mysterious orbs, have been reported near sites like Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee, where the U.S. processes weapons-grade plutonium for nuclear weapons. The potential connection to such high-security sites adds an even darker dimension to the unfolding events. As these reports flood in, it's clear that something huge is happening. It's not a military training exercise, as some initially suspected. It's not just a series of coincidental sightings either. The U.S. government has remained unusually tight-lipped, with President-elect Trump sidestepping questions about his knowledge of the situation, merely stating he wouldn't be visiting Bedminster, New Jersey, over the weekend. Meanwhile, Pentagon officials and members of the White House have carefully worded their statements, adding further fuel to the fire of speculation. But it doesn't stop there. According to reports, the Pentagon has held a classified briefing with a select group of members of Congress. These secret meetings hint that the government may be searching for the missing radioactive material that vanished from New Jersey earlier this month, or it could be tracking something even more mysterious: swarming UAPs or unidentified aerial phenomena. As the theories pile up, one thing becomes evident: both possibilities are alarming. Whether the drones are part of a government operation to recover lost radioactive material, or they're chasing unknown entities, the stakes are high. If the drones are indeed hunting for radiation, this would be a rare, potentially unprecedented event, one that could have wide-reaching implications for national security. But if these drones are tied to UAPs, it suggests that the government might be confronting something far more extraordinary. There may be a possibility that drones are being deployed not just to search for radioactive materials, but also to track mysterious, potentially otherworldly entities, only adds to the intrigue. The fact that these sightings have occurred near nuclear sites and the increasing number of unusual reports suggests that this is far from a simple case of missing material. Are officials hiding the truth? But just like the previous theories, the government has been quick to downplay the growing theories about missing radioactive material. Official responses aim to reassure the public, but they seem to miss the mark for many who remain unconvinced. According to government representatives, there's no reason to fear these drones. They are simply part of commercial activities, hobbyist drones, or law enforcement operations. A report from the NASA Cancer Center instantly put a closure to this theory. James Dalzell, MD, from the NASA Cancer Center, spoke to ABC News, offering what seemed like a reassuring update. He confirmed that the missing radioactive material had been found and disposed of properly. Dalzell explained that the material had been shipped via FedEx and was temporarily misplaced. However, it was eventually recovered and delivered safely to the manufacturer. While there were trace amounts of radiation, Dalzell stated, these were so minimal that the material was considered safe. It was wrapped in styrofoam for safe transport, Dalzell clarified. The New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection echoed this sentiment, emphasizing that the material in question was a very low-level radiation source, suitable for shipping by common carriers like FedEx. The NJDEP also confirmed that the material had been located, repackaged, and sent back to the manufacturer after being misplaced. Furthermore, they dismissed any connection to drones, stating that the drones were not involved in locating the material. However, these official explanations have done little to ease the public's concerns. Witnesses continue to report strange drone sightings, with some even describing low-flying aircraft with unusual characteristics, further fueling speculation. The government's stance seems at odds with what people are seeing and hearing on the ground. Many are left questioning, could the authorities be hiding something more significant, or are these just misunderstandings? To further shut down the theory of drones searching for radioactive material, a spokesperson for the National Nuclear Security Administration issued a statement. According to them, the NNSA's Nuclear Emergency Support Team does not use drones for radiological detection missions. We are not conducting any aerial operations in that region, the spokesperson stated. This was a direct denial of the claims that drones were being used in the search for missing material. These explanations also don't quite align with the reports coming from drone experts and local witnesses. The drones being spotted are not your typical hobbyist models. They are sophisticated pterodynamics. XP4 HPGE, radiological detection drones designed to search for radiation emissions, including those from nuclear material. The government insists that these drones are harmless, but the evidence on the ground paints a different picture. As the drone sightings continue and the official narrative tries to calm public fears, there remains a deep sense of uncertainty. The government's repeated claims that the drones are harmless and that the missing radioactive material has been recovered simply don't add up for many. The contrast between the official explanations and the growing body of evidence leaves people questioning the true nature of what's happening in New Jersey. With the mystery far from solved, the question lingers. Are we dealing with just an innocent misunderstanding, or is something far more significant happening just out of sight? New speculations and theories emerge daily, each backed by seemingly strong evidence, yet officials continue to dismiss them all. So what's really going on? If there is no official search happening, then what are these special drones doing in New Jersey? The more we question, the more the story unravels. What do you believe is at play here? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, because the truth is still out there, and it's more tangled than ever.